Welcome to 90 Day Fiance.
Three-way.
Three-way.
All right, episode 10. One hand does not clap. The hell does that mean?
What?
You
Okay, now they're
can't
just
have a partnership by yourself.
Is this about Kris and Jamie?
Probably.
it's about all of them.
Should we start with Kris and Jamie? They got a short one.
Yeah.
So they're living their best newlywed life, and now reality setting in, and they basically have to start their life together. And so, first idea that comes to mind, food truck, American Venezuelan fusion. Do you think that's a good idea?
I don't know enough to say whether it's good or bad, but it does seem kind of random and arbitrary. It seems like Kris just kind of follows the wind. She doesn't really think a lot
Yeah, I
do
mean, I
very
feel
much.
like they should have planned what the thing was going to be first before they started like looking at zombie themed restaurant buses.
Mhm.
But they didn't even have that planned out. They just thought, it's a great idea, food truck, and like decided that it was time to buy a food truck.
This is the kind of stuff you think of like when you're high and you're smoking and you're like,
Yeah.
it would be a great idea. Let's do a food truck. But like Kris and Jamie, they're
high
trying
on
to do
life,
it.
man. They're high on life. All right.
I guess that's true. I guess that's true. I could see that.
I'm
Uh,
actually really excited about this story. I'm like, come on, make this happen. I want to see.
well, there
I
might
want to
be a
see this
delay on
food
that
truck in
story.
action.
Yeah, because they're splitting up for the time being, since there's issues with bank and health and medicine that have to be solved. And so we see a tearful goodbye at the airport so soon already.
I mean, it sucks because I was looking forward to that bus, that food truck
The
bus.
zombie
Was that
bus.
one your
Mm.
favorite? Which
Do
one
you
did you
think
guys
that's
like?
appetizing to be eaten in a zombie bus?
Okay, the zombie thing is like, right, dumb,
But that would be
but
cool, right? Like a
yes.
mobile restaurant, like a train, but
Yeah, like you can
on
eat
the
inside of
highway.
it. That's great.
Yeah, I think that is cool.
That is such a good idea.
It's so smart. I haven't seen any of those actually. Meals on Wheels.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
neither.
Should we start one?
Yes, actually, yes. Why don't we do one? A Venezuelan and American.
A competing one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could use it like when it's raining too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. Oh,
It's
I
actually
think
a
we
really
should
great
workshop
idea.
this
I
and
think
see
so
where we
too.
where we can come up with some ideas.
But you're the only one here who can cook, so
Well, we can hire people. We can outsource that labor now.
all right. Okay.
Um, yeah, that's pretty much all they've got going on, because on the next song we see Jamie kind of yell at Kris because they haven't been contacting each other, and she's been back stateside for like a month when she promised she'd be back 2 weeks tops.
Mm.
Wow, what do you think about that, guys? Is she ditching? Is she running away? Is that the end?
I think she just doesn't want to go back to that Colombian lifestyle.
I
You
think
think uh,
she didn't think anything through. Like she said that she kind of just didn't think about the logistics of everything. She kind of just followed her heart. And now she's coming against the reality of what it means to live there. She's backing away. It seems like she got so many things going on that she's like buckling under the pressure of everything. And she's like leaving Jamie hanging. But I think.
that's so messed up. Like she should at least communicate, listen, like I don't want to be the sole breadwinner. It's like a lot of pressure on me. Can we
Mhm.
work something out? I mean, it looks like Jamie really loves her. I
Yeah,
don't,
you
it's
saw
crazy.
them like while she was packing. You saw how like hurt Jamie was.
Yeah. She's like, if you don't come back, I'm gonna sell all your shit.
And she said that with a straight face too. She's
She
like,
She
sure
I
did.
mean
She's
it.
like,
did.
this is not a laughing matter for me.
She said that they were doing everything together. They were just, wake up in the morning, drink coffee together, like, sit on the couch together, hang out together. I don't know. That's pretty messed up. So then does that mean that Jamie's all in, but she's not?
It
She
could
was just
be.
kind of doing it as an experience, like just for funsies. Like, let me
Well, I
just do
mean,
this,
you
get
could see
married
like
just
the
for fun.
difference of someone who really wanted to be with each other was like Gabe, right? They look like they really want to be together. I just don't get the sense that Kris is hurting the way that everyone, like, or at least Gabe is hurting for Isabel.
Right, right. That's so true. Like that's what I feel like from Kris, that she just kind of did it as for funsies. Like, oh, this could be a
Mm,
cool experience, right? I'm not thinking things through, just kind of going along with the ride. And then meanwhile, here's Jamie thinking it's for real.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's messed up. So sad.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So who do we want to move
Um,
on to?
let's do Nicole and Mahmoud because they have a
Okay.
really long
I like
storyline.
this one.
Me
Do
too.
you?
I like
You know
this.
what? Actually, this episode was really good. This whole
Yeah.
episode was actually really, they had a lot of action-packed things. Is it
It's
almost
very
done or
action packed.
something?
I think
Because
so. We're at 10.
yeah, because I mean, but normally they go to like 15 or 16. I don't know,
Yeah.
right?
But I mean, we're what, 75% of the way there.
Yeah, yeah, because they
Mm,
really packed this episode with all the good stuff. Yeah, so we start off with Nicole being okay, we thought from the last episode that they were done. We are like, oh, finally, they came to agreement. They're not compatible. They're over. But no, we start this episode off with them being happy. They decided to table all their problems and not talk about any of it at all, which is, of course, the best solution to a great marriage. Just don't talk
mm,
about any of your problems.
mm,
And let's focus on something else, which is her um inability to fully incorporate herself in Egypt. She doesn't have friends there. She hasn't done anything outside of the house. So now she's trying to find a life outside of just Mahmoud's house. And she does a yoga class. And in that yoga class, she meets a modern Egyptian woman who doesn't follow those traditional Muslim rules, I use gas or yeah, the traditional Muslim rules that Mahmoud follows, beliefs that Mahmoud follows, and they talk a lot about her situation, and she finds somebody that understands her, and she's really happy about it. What do you guys think about her new friend?
I mean,
I
Um,
I,
like the new friend.
me too. I like the new friend a
mhm.
lot, but at the same time, I do think like there just keeps there continuously is something that keeps her there, that keeps her hoping, that's giving her false hope. And I just feel like it's never gonna change, but she keeps finding new things that give her like, little small pieces of hope. So even though I like the friend, I feel like it's not gonna be good ultimately for Nicole.
Yeah, yeah. The friend's name is Nuran. Nuran.
Mm,
Yes, yeah, this is definitely not going to be good for their relationship. It's going to make it even worse.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
yes.
yeah, what's the
Um,
first thing that she does is she makes them meet. I
I
was like, Nicole, what are you
know.
doing?
Yeah, dummy. I don't even think she knows her that well yet.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah. So then Naran tells her, like, listen, that's like the old, what part of Egypt do you live in? And she mentioned it, and she's like, oh yeah, that's really traditional. Like, have you looked at New Cairo? And she's like, no, I haven't. She's like, well, here, you can dress like it's basically like living in America. And Nicole gets really excited, and she's like, you don't have to dress traditional. You can go out and drink, and you can be with your friends, and you don't have to cover your face, and you don't have to do this. And Nicole's like, wow, I could really find the life here now. I can, I feel great. She brings all this information back to Mahmoud, and he tries to be supportive. And
Mm,
I mean, he tries not to make any comment to not get her mad, which I think was actually a good move. I was like, oh no, here, this is all gonna go downhill. You could just see the fight about to happen.
mm.
But he avoided it. And it was like, wow, that's one. At least one for one more day.
But that's what they learn to do, right? Just Don't talk about the problems.
Right. That's true. I was surprised actually that she's been there for 4 months when she
Yeah.
says, I'm like, what?
I was also surprised at that. I was like, wow, I really thought she was going to give up at month 2.
Me too. I thought she was gonna give up in like 2 weeks. Like not
Yeah.
even 2 weeks. I thought she was going home already. She's already been there 4 months. And
Mm.
they're eating hummus, which is not what we know traditionally as hummus, and it sounds really good. Like the whole chickpea with a lemony sauce and tomato something. I
Mhm.
don't know, but I'd eat that. And then that's when they decide that he should meet her friend Naran. And then at first he says no, but then he's like, you know what? Actually, I should vet your friends. I need to vet all your friends. And then they have the meeting.
Mm.
And how did you guys think it went? What did you think about it?
I
This
like the
one,
meeting.
I did not cringe. Usually I would cringe at that stuff like that, but it was just like two really like kind of, I don't know if you would call it healthy, but very good discussion. You could see from both sides why they
Mm.
feel the way that they do. It's really
Mhm.
good. That's the kind of stuff I need to see from 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah, and I think that Nicole was right to be proud of Mahmoud that he didn't storm off and he actually chose to stay and engage in the conversation. He didn't just like bring up divorce like he always does. And he actually, conversed with her. And I agree with everything that Naran said, and I like the way that she said it too. She said it very in a way that makes sense. Like she asked him questions, you
The
know?
Socratic method.
Yeah, she asked him questions, like, and then he answered with what he believed. And then like the only other thing I took away was like Mahmoud is really like he's like I don't know what this how not ignorant, but like this is like really he doesn't know any better. Like ultimately, really, he really doesn't know like any other way than what he knows. Um, so it's gonna be really hard for Nicole to get him to change. I don't think he's gonna change.
No, definitely not. And if now Nicole is seeing that there is another side to Egypt that would probably be a little bit more her style, she's probably going to want to change him. That's going to
Yeah.
be how they divorce.
Could you imagine if Nicole just like found her man in New Cairo?
Like a
Right?
hot
A
Egyptian, like,
modern, yes,
yeah.
Egyptian man.
Oh,
It
she'd be
was
so
really
happy.
Oh man, she can have it all.
her
Yeah.
life would be totally that's why they say the partner you choose is number one. It's like one of the most important decisions of your life. Yes, you would have had a whole different life right now.
Mm.
It was interesting to hear them talking about the Egyptian man, right? She's like, they're really loving. They'll shower you with all this love and care and words and treat you so well, but they'll want you to follow those traditional rules. They'll want to change you and then just sit and say it's in the name of like protecting you and, taking care of you, which is interesting. I was like, oh, that's fun. It's like an insight. And
Mhm.
it does seem kind of what Mahmoud does. Do you guys think Mahmoud falls under that description?
I was going to ask you if you thought that too. Because
I
I
I
do.
do.
Yeah.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Will?
I do think so. Yeah, because he does seem very nurturing and catering to her, but yeah, he at the same time he expects her to follow everything that he says to the T. You know what I really wish that um Mahmoud did was like take out the verses because it seemed like Naran was ready. She was like, show me
Yes.
where it
Yeah,
is.
it did. It did. Right, right. Because she's all like, show me where it says that a woman must cover her face or that she must cover every single part of her body. Yeah,
Mm.
he's like, yeah, because she's like, it's nowhere, it's not in there. I think she was right. I'm leaning
Yeah,
more towards her on that.
yeah, she wouldn't have said that if she didn't already know.
Yes. Yes. That's interesting. But then at the end, like at the end, he's like, listen, that's your thoughts, but this is what I believe. Like you can do what you want, but my wife is going to do this because this is my belief. And it's like ultimately that's true. Like ultimately, if that's how he wants to live his life, that's what he believes. He's fine, like continuing to follow those traditions and beliefs, then what can you do about it? You either take it or leave it. And so I mean, hello, Nicole, we're back to square one. That's basically back to square one.
Yeah, all Naran did was give her like this false hope, make it worse for
Yes,
her.
exactly. Exactly. It's gonna be worse for her. And like Naran read it totally right. She said he's a follower. She's like, I hate to say it, but basically he's a follower, and he's not even willing to dig deeper into why they have these beliefs, whether it's right or wrong, how they practice it, or and he's not willing to do that deeper work, and he just wants to follow. And yeah, that is him. That does look like him. Like he grew up and was raised under these things, and that's what he wants to continue to do. And he's happy with it. Like he probably doesn't feel any need to change. He's like, why do I need to change it? I'm happy with it.
That's true, yeah.
The one that's not happy is Nicole. So, and I think he's willing to lose her. I think he's willing to leave her to continue to practice his traditional beliefs. Which in the end, it's like, okay, then why are you with? I guess he thought Nicole was gonna change, but
No,
she's
she
a
ain't gonna
lot
change.
stronger than what she looks like. She looks like she's like a meek, amicable,
Mhm.
quite willing to go along with the rules. Maybe like he saw with his brother, right? Or was it uncle? Brother or
I
uncle.
think it's brother.
Yeah. And so he thought maybe that's how she would be. And nope, not going to be the case. But yeah, it was really good. I love that discussion. That was great. I like seeing that head on confrontation.
Mm.
But but they still talked about it.
Yeah, it wasn't, nobody threw any glass. Kimberly wasn't there. Nobody threw any water.
Yeah, that's right. No milkshake everywhere.
Although
Yeah.
I would want to watch that right now.
Let's go on. Let's do Jen and Rishi real quick. So basically we meet up with Rishi. He goes with see his friend. They go to see a dance place. And then we find out that Rishi really believes in the astrologer. And it turns out the astrologer tells Rishi to put off telling his family about Jen. And Rishi's wondering, like, I don't know what Jen's gonna think when I tell her the astrologer says no. And I don't know. I mean, it just seems ridiculous, but I guess it just seems like the astrologer, there's no rhyme or reason. That's what really makes it seem like it's ridiculous. You just ask the astrologer, and the astrologer's like, straight up no. Like he just made it up out of his mind. There's no like star signs or maps or anything. It's just like, no, I don't feel it. You know what I mean?
They have the gift. Can't question the gift,
I
bro.
guess so.
You could make a whole living in India off of this stuff, off of being an astrologer, like a reputable and real job. It's crazy.
What's the qualifications?
You have to have the gift. What do you mean?
How do you know if you have the gift?
We're not Indian, so we don't know.
What's the test?
They know.
Somebody asks you like, oh, should I do this on this day? And you're like, yes or no. You got 50-50 chance of passing the test.
Yeah. I think that's what the gift is a 50-50 chance of being right.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see Rishi and, maybe you could like make certain predictions just based on his looks, like you will become the one Indian guy in your town with curly hair. You will be known as the curly hair guy.
Maybe, I guess. And then basically, Jen goes back to India. We see her coming back to India after all of her misgivings. She's all pissed off, but then the minute she sees Rishi, she forgets all of her problems. She's like, "Oh my God, he's so happy to see me." This is like one of the other things that pisses me off about Jen. Like she just ignores all of her issues right when she sees his like big dumb smile and the apartment. She's like, so I don't know. It's not wishy-washy, but like, what's the word for that? Like, just surface level. She just looks at the surface and then she'll ignore everything. And then basically she doesn't say all of her, she doesn't confront him about the photo. She waits until the right time. And then he takes her to the spa, and they're getting this oil massage on the forehead. What do you guys think about that?
It looked interesting, but I'm not really sure what it did.
Yeah, I don't know. I would do it. I'll try it. It looked kind of
Yeah.
relaxing, I guess, but
They were just dunking oil on your face.
I don't know. Like
I want my
they're,
scalp to be super greasy after.
well, I don't know. Maybe it's like they massage it after or something. But
Maybe you
anyway,
have the most luscious hair.
yeah, and basically she confronts Rishi right after that about the whole and she confronts him the right way, in the way of like she asked him the question first.
Oh, that's messed up. Trying to
In
get
a
the
lie. You
truth
think that's
out.
messed up? You think
Yeah.
that's messed up to catch
No,
him in
no,
a
it is
lie?
the right. It is the right
Yeah.
way. It is the right. I
I
don't think
think
it's
so
messed
too.
up. It's right.
She's giving him one last chance to come
Exactly.
clean,
Exactly.
right? And then he
Like,
doesn't
prove me
come
wrong.
clean.
Prove me wrong is basically what she's saying.
Yeah. And then she confronts him about the photo, about the messages. And then his whole thing is, if you're gonna keep with the lie, there's only one thing you can do, and that's deny, 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 and say, I don't remember. And that's the route he chose to go. She's literally showing him the photo and the message, and he's looking at it and he's like, that's not me. I don't remember.
That's the Shaggy defense.
It
Say it
wasn't
wasn't
me.
you.
Which is like, well, I mean, that's his MO. He gaslights, right? He just pretends. But for Jen, that must be super pissed, like super, like, wouldn't that piss you off? Like you're
Yeah,
literally
for
showing them
sure. You're like, I
the
caught you in the lie in 4K. What do you
uh,
mean you don't know? And this has never happened. It
this is
says it right
literally,
here, bro. This
yeah.
is you.
This is literally you right here with this photo, and you're asking this person questions, and you're saying
Like,
this
that's
and
not my
that.
profile. Someone made that profile on my behalf.
How do you think he's going to get out of this? I mean, this is not looking good for him. How is he going to get out of this? How can you forgive somebody?
He
How
better
can
start
you trust
proposing
them?
today. He needs to
Yeah.
propose that very night.
What if he just proposes again? He immediately gets down on one knee.
You better tell his family that they're getting married.
He's like, forget about that. She's like, what about that? And he just like pushes it away. It's no. Falls on the floor, throws it in the oil.
Imagine that he denies it, and then he brings up the astrologer, the astrologer, my friend, the astrologer. Astrologer first, my friend second, said I shouldn't tell my family until months down the line. So,
And specifically August.
and also this person that you showed me on Instagram, that's not me, and I'm gonna keep doing what I do on Instagram anyway.
The astrologer told me to do it. It wasn't me. I didn't want to. It was the astrologer. He said it was going to make our relationship better if I did this.
If she doesn't break up with him now, I don't know, man. I can't feel bad for her.
If I did this, we were going to be together forever.
Yeah. And then the next time they just carry on the same argument.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, I do not see it going well for them.
Yeah.
I don't know, but knowing her, she seems to always keep going back. So they're probably going to get through this again, If Nicole and Mahmoud could ignore their problems, I'm sure these people can too,
If I do feel like she's the queen of ignoring, though. Yeah.
Yeah. It seems like all of these people who do have problems will give it a go anyway.
Yeah.
And that's it for them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, nothing.
Should we do Yohan and Nicole?
Nicole.
You mean Danielle?
Danielle. I don't know why they all kind of look like their names. I don't know, like all the names look like all of the people.
You think Danielle looks like a Nicole? What does that mean?
Yeah, she looks like a Nicole, and I feel like Nicole looks like a Danielle. I feel like their names are just
You don't think Nicole looks like a Nicole? I think she looks like a Nicole.
Really? I don't know. I feel like all these names they could all intermingle with each other. Jen could be a Nicole. Why not? I don't know. Okay, anyway, so Yohan and Danielle. So yeah, they're back into the discussion. There's not really too much for them. Back into the discussion about meeting her ex. And it is kind of crazy. He seems very calm about it. He just seems like he made up his mind. He's like, you know what? You're gonna do what you're gonna do. But I'm gonna let you know I'm not happy about it, and there's gonna be consequences. And she's like, you're really angry. You're crazy. And he's like, no, I'm fine. And she's like, you're immature. I can't be in a relationship like this. And he's like, oh, no, I just told you that I don't like it, and there's gonna be consequences. Which I mean, she's the one being immature. Like, okay, whose side are you guys on?
Yohan, bro.
Same.
Yeah, I mean, he said his opinion and you have to respect it. Like, oh, you're like, no, my friends first. I mean, friends are important, but I mean, this is an ex. You know that she would go totally crazy if he met up with somebody that he had relations with before, like a woman. You know that Danielle would just lose it.
Yeah, the thing I really don't like about her is like it seems hypocritical. Like she takes everything as like a personal affront to her and her point of view, but she never like lets him have his point of view. Seems
Yeah, I
very like,
agree.
yeah, like just very hypocritical in that way.
Yeah, and she doesn't respect him. I feel like she doesn't show him any respect, but she wants all of the respect. She wants to have like total, complete control and domination of the relationship, and like he doesn't get to have anything. So he has a few drinks and they have this whole little car incident, which is interesting. She like says, I don't want you to drive because you drank. I don't know if she was drinking. I mean, I bet you she was drinking too. But yeah, he gives over the keys. And, they keep having more talks about this. He's like, I'm not going to meet him. I'm not going to. I mean, if you want to go, you can, but I'm not going to meet him. And then she's all like, oh, these consequences that you say are going to happen, what are they? He's like, you'll see when it happens.
Why does she want him to meet him so bad?
I know. That's why
She's
I
a
don't
freak, dude.
understand. Like, and she's not at all understanding of him. Like he's like, it doesn't make me feel good. Like you don't care about my feelings. And she does not see anything of where he's coming from. She's terrible. She's like a terrible partner.
I
Poor
agree.
Yohan. He's not a bad looking fellow. He's not a bad look. I bet he could find any other American at one of these resorts. Any other American would take him. Like he just picked the wrong one. Poor guy. His whole life is ruined now.
Mm.
He's also somebody who picked wrong. Now his whole life is ruined. He's gonna be stuck with her. She's like, if he doesn't accept this, we're gonna have problems. We're gonna have, this is who I am. And if he doesn't accept, we're gonna be having problems our whole life, our whole marriage, or whatever. Really? Oh man, you're terrible.
Yeah, we're not
And
fans
that's
of Danielle.
it. The next on, they're just gonna continue on with the same thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I do not like her. Are you guys surprised with how calm he is? Like how calm he stays through everything? I'm like shocked.
No, I am not surprised anymore because we've been saying how gentle he is.
Mm.
But
Agreed.
I mean, you would think he'd like blow his fuse at some point. Everybody has a limit.
Well,
Come
yeah,
on.
come on. He's waiting for that like ticket to Nueva York, man.
Psh, I mean, she already said she's not going to do it. They're moving to the Dominican Republic.
He was promised New York.
Oh man, he needs to find another American because I don't think this one is worth it. I don't think this one is worth that ticket to New York. He could find another one, another American who would take him there
Mhm.
for real this time.
All right. Do you want to do Gabe and Israel? Isabel?
We're all getting
What is this with the names?
I don't know.
their names are so like maybe so normal. I don't know.
This is the
Yes,
most
let's
normal
do
names we've
it.
had. Yeah, so Gabe um has a kind of very personal talk with Isabel's dad. How'd you guys think that went? It was pretty surprising because we were really being prepped to think that Isabel's dad's not going to accept Gabe, but he was very open-minded about his transition, wanted to know more to understand for himself what place he was in to make him want to think that this is what he had to do to be alive. And this was the most normal parental response. I guess the response we would want anyone to have when you feel like you want to tell your parents like something heavy's going on and you just want them to understand. I feel like Isabel's dad did that.
Mm.
Yeah, I thought it went really nice. Yeah, I thought he was gonna be really judgmental, and I mean, not really. I mean, because he was so accepting when he said it the first time, but maybe okay, this is when his true feelings are gonna come out. This is when he's gonna let slip, a little bit of something negative, and he didn't. He just wanted to understand. He's like, "What
Yeah.
happened? How did you come to this decision? How did this happen? Where did it start?" He just wanted
And
to know more.
yeah, it wasn't like religious bigotry like what we've been baited, right? This whole season to think that they're like these bigots. But he really uses religion as a way to kind of be respectful and understand and love people. I'm like, that's really nice. That's what you want religion to do.
Right?
Mm.
Why couldn't that
Mm.
be the case? Why could that be most people? Instead, it's the opposite, but exactly.
Mm.
Yeah. So that was nice. And curveball, Gabe asks for his permission to marry Isabel. And he was kind of caught shocked. He was very
Yes, I was like,
surprised.
oh, this is when he's gonna get negative.
Yeah.
This is when he's gonna say
But
no.
he was still super happy about it. This guy is awesome.
Oh, yeah, he was just genuinely shocked about the whole thing, but he was so happy. He said,
All of
he
their
supports it.
fears throughout the season, the last 10 episodes, none of that was real. It was all fake news. They're going to have a very loving family. Everyone accepts Gabe. The transgender issue is not an issue. And so Gabe proposes to Isabel in the shop. That was super cute. He read a paragraph he wrote for her in Spanish, got down on one knee, and had the plate with the ring on top like he had planned.
Mm.
I love this idea. I thought this was a well planned and thought out proposal. That it
I
was
know.
so sweet.
I know. Gabe, geez,
Mhm.
man, come on. We're like trying to look good, but
He did such a great job with this.
doing it. No one can compare to Gabe now. Jeez.
I know. What did you guys think about seeing his pictures as a woman?
I mean, it kind of looks the same.
Yeah, right. Like I could see him. I was like, wow, that's crazy how he like just changed a few little things. Like, yeah, how much it could transform you.
Mhm.
It's like, okay, yeah, like wow, that's him as a girl. I can just totally see him.
Yeah.
Oh, what do you think about how he feels looking back at those pictures as a girl?
Mhm.
Like it's still really raw and fresh to him. Like he can't even look at them, he says. Like,
I guess because he associates that with just memories of being unhappy and not wanting to continue on. So
mhm.
I guess when you see those types of pictures again and reminders, it brings you back to that headspace.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's kind of interesting because he told the dad, he's like, okay, like imagine if you had breasts. Like, would that feel weird to you? Like it doesn't feel right, like it's not you. I mean, that is kind of interesting. Like if you put it that way, because it makes you really think about, okay, like what would I feel like if it's me, but with a penis?
Mm.
Would that feel normal? I don't know if it was me. Well, I guess you could feel that with anything, right? Like people who get breast enhancements, like if you have like flat chested, you're like, oh, this doesn't feel, I don't feel good in my body. I want boobs, I don't know.
I think it's different because it's like it feels like something doesn't belong there versus like something that you
want to
want
enhance
to
or
be.
augment.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like imagine if you had like a penis on like your hip, just a random penis. Yeah.
Okay, right. Yeah, because if I was just thinking about like having a penis in general, like in my genitals or something, I was like, I don't know. I don't know how I would feel. Like it's hard for me to think that it would feel weird, you know? But if you say that, if you put it somewhere weird, like my hip, okay, yes. I can see how that would. Yeah, because I was like, yeah, okay. I was like trying to think of myself with a penis. I'm like, I don't know. It probably wouldn't be that bad. I don't know. If you say like, okay, oh, okay, it reminds me of that movie. I just watched it recently, the Everything Everywhere All at Once.
I
You
haven't
guys
seen it.
watched it, right?
Yeah.
No,
No?
I haven't
Okay.
seen
Okay.
it.
Well, there's just one scene. It's not really giving away much, but they all have like big old long hot
Hot dog
dog fingers.
hands.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hot dog hands. So that's what I could imagine. Okay, like what the hell? Everybody
Uh,
had normal hands and we had this big ass hot dog hands. Okay, yeah, you have to watch it. Get it. But
Yeah,
yes,
that's
okay.
like required now for all Asians to watch that movie.
Yeah,
mm,
I just watched it. Like at first it was nothing that I expected. I was like, what is this? I did not think it was gonna be like that. And it
Yeah, it's
was
the
all
most
over the
perfect
place.
movie because you really don't see where it's going.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, anyway. Um, yeah. So it had me thinking, it had me trying to put myself in that place that Gabe was in. I mean, I wouldn't be able to, but I tried. And that sucks. That's a lot of work to go through. I mean, yeah, to be willing to go through all those surgeries and pain that he went through,
mm,
he must have really felt bad.
Mm-hmm. It's necessary. You got to
Hmm.
keep these health professions going for them.
mm. Agreed.
So it was so sweet. I almost cried, you guys. I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy for them. I'm so happy. I love
Yeah, Isabel's like
Isabel.
really happy because she was really glad that he got everyone's permission first so that she didn't have to have that kind of awkward talk. And so it makes it easy for her to say yes, right? Like she wants to, but now it's like she can unequivocally say yes because everyone is on board with it. That was nice.
She seems like one of those people who's kind of timid in that way. Like she's afraid to talk to her parents about Gabe. She's, yeah, afraid to have those conversations. But it seems like if she did have those conversations, everything would be fine, you know?
She seems like
But
such a sweet, sweet girl, lady.
yeah,
You know, she seems so sweet.
yeah, agreed. And it did make me feel really happy for her as well because she seemed like so happy, you know? Like everything is just like coming together for her. And it's like, it was really nice to
Yes.
see.
Right? Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
Except we see on the next on that they're gonna, encounter some legal issues.
I
Hmm.
wonder what
So that
this is
sucks.
about. We don't know what it's about yet.
Yeah, I'm so curious. And then I don't know what he meant by like all the paperwork for his transition is gone. What does that mean?
Wasn't there a house fire of some kind?
Really?
Did I
Oh,
make
I
that
don't
up in my
remember
mind?
that.
I might have.
Okay, I don't remember it.
I might be like synthesizing all the things I watch now.
Mm, you're creating like a whole backstory.
Yeah, for why? Why he
Wow.
lost all his documents?
Maybe
Must have been a
you,
house
maybe
fire.
it might be true. Maybe you have the power. Maybe
I have
you
the
have
gift,
the
bro.
gift.
Oh shit! I gotta move to India.
Maybe you have the gift. We'll find out if you have the gift.
Well, I'm so happy that all the problems have nothing to do with them. It's just everybody else.
Yeah.
That's pretty great. Okay, so do you want to get to the meat,
Main event. Main
the juicy
event.
meat of Debbie and
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie. I looked away,
love,
guys. I looked
I love.
away. I could
I
not.
rewound it like
I
3
could not.
times and I loved it.
I couldn't. I had
Well,
to
this
just
one
listen from afar.
I got on the floor and
is
I praised them. I praised the TV. I said, "Thank you, TLC. Thank you." Thank you.
This one is quick, but it's juicy. Basically, he takes her to a poetry reading, and she's kind of concerned. It's all a bunch of young people, right? And she's like, oh my God, it's so eloquent. Can you do your imitation of her be the way that she speaks? It's very, what is it? Oh,
Oussama.
Oussama.
Yes, there you go. A Southern belle just gone with the wind. Oussama. Here's my Oussama.
Exactly. And she just says that about the poetry. It's so eloquent, and these people it's beautiful. And then to her surprise, Oussama gets up,
Oh my
right?
God.
He's last to go, and he
I'm
brings the house
already
down.
cringing, guys.
It was super cringe. It
Well, you know
was.
what? About to relive it because I wrote down his poem.
I'm gonna like tune out for a second.
I'll be daddy.
Like,
I'll be daddy.
I can't do the Osama accent, but this is basically what you wrote. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
As the setting in the sun's
Come on. Do it good. You have to do a better reading.
what
than
did
Oussama.
he okay. As the setting in the sun sea, you sail into my dark world. You make all the poems dancing. Are you the Messiah of the world? Dylan is gone. Absolutely. He couldn't
What?
take
What?
it.
Are you the Messiah of the world?
Are you the
Yes.
Messiah of the world? Your words are deeply like the Bible. Touch me, hold my bones, my heart, and everything. Breathe inside me, you, the beautiful poem. Your time has come to be alive, to dance and to sing.
To dance and to sing. Wow. Wow.
Snaps.
It's so bad, guys. It's so bad.
Wow.
That was what you talking. That was beautiful poetry.
I guess I don't have a problem with the poetry per se. I was sold Def Poetry Jam. And, I got like high school poetry slam.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he tried, and I mean, did you think the other people were any better? What did you think of the other
Yeah, like
poetry?
the girl had a really good poem.
Okay.
Well, I would say it was more grammatically correct, but since it's poetry, doesn't need to be grammatically correct.
Right, exactly. Yes, he came from the
It's his
heart, the
poem.
heart
Yeah,
of love,
exactly. That's his
And
style.
from his
yeah,
heart.
it worked. Debbie was. This is the Osama she's been waiting for, right? Just what she said. The
What
one
is
she fell in
this?
love with.
I was like, wait, what? Like, what do you mean? Wait, what? The poetry reading?
Yeah.
But I like her when she first got there. She's like, wow, there's awfully a lot of young people here. There's a lot. Is this for young people, Osama? And he's like, it's a cafe. Yeah. Mostly young people.
And then when
I
she's
thought,
talking about his poetry, he's like, of course, I love you. You have to believe it. That's what
I
he
knew she
said.
was, I know. I mean, you got to give props to her. I mean, she's supportive, She's like, I just feel so magical. And you read it. He's like, oh, I was nervous. How did I do? It was just beautiful, Oussama. So Oussama, I feel like I just drank some cognac.
I'll lose you
I
with
feel
some
like I'm gonna,
cognac.
yes, with cognac.
Ugh.
I'm gonna
Ugh.
swoon. I'm gonna
So
swoon.
dramatic.
Catch me.
You
All these
know,
Like Gone
young
into the
people.
Wind.
I mean, it's another episode of Strange Beautiful, and I love it.
I gotta give Debbie some credit though. She has a lot of hair. I mean, all that hair is gonna cover up her wrinkles, Like she just has all this hair just like covering up all her face, and it does make her look younger, I gotta say.
You don't think she should like up date the style a little bit though?
No. I mean,
Get
you
some
gotta
Rachel
cover all of
bangs,
that
get some
up.
layers done.
No, you gotta cover all, and she looks like young. I felt like she blended right in.
That's
Oh, she
how
looks
it
like a
is.
grandmother.
You think so?
That's how it is on the
Yes.
prairie. That's the prairie style.
And what
What
about
state is she from?
her cool little glasses? I like your little cat eye glasses.
Oh,
She's
that's
hip.
true. Yeah,
She's
that's
hip.
true. And
She
then, so, I
with it.
mean, that was beautiful. And then we see on the next, and he takes her to meet her family.
His
And then-
family, huh?
yeah, right. And then there's a shot of like them coming into the driveway. He's carrying a bag. She's all nervous because she's like she's self-aware. She knows that she's that old and she's coming to meet the family. It's like, oh man, if I was like his parents, I don't know what I would think. And then they cut to a shot of the parents, and then they cut to a shot of Debbie just walking through the doorway with a smile on her face, like hello. And
Hello.
we get to see what happens next. It's another strange, beautiful, and I'm here for it.
Hey, that was a really cool scene though. I mean, I like that cafe. We got to see, the poetry beat, of there, and it was cool. I
I
love it.
agree.
I love the strange beautiful. I wish they did more.
Yeah.
I wish
All
they
right.
went everywhere, like all around there. They just, show them, like show them in in the cafe, show them at the zoo, show them at the library. Just, show them attending a wedding, a traditional wedding. Show them.
They
I just
need
want to see the two of them everywhere.
they need their own
See?
spinoff.
Yeah, them on the beach, right? With the camel. Like all of that
Mm.
was so entertaining. Him pursuing his dreams as a poetry slam.
Mm.
Dude.
All right. So, with that said, thank you to everybody who gave us a 5-star review. We really appreciate it. If you haven't left a review, please do so whatever podcast app you use. It really helps us keep creating the podcast. And thank you, Dion. Thank you, B. Anything else?
Strange, beautiful.
Strange Beautiful, guys, just like our podcast.
Exactly.
We should
Strange
change the name
Beautiful.
to Strange,
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Let's change it again. The fourth time.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.